But I just want to stress
the
exactly.
council's not acting on that report.
Well, this is where they pulled their map out of.
So anyway, if, as I said in Hansard, we built a house in a 25 to 30 ANF in Lakeside about 3-4 years ago. It cost about $6,000 to soundproof it.
Yeah. Well,
that's when we're allowed to build in that zone.
Yeah. I can assure you, Craig, that those figures have changed now, and whether or not these restrictions are higher. I've actually got the here's all the figures here that the Public Environment Report has published, and I'll go through these. This is, by the way, the Public Environment Report. Mike's actually got the actual Public Environment Report. It's 193 pages. It is not this document that I brought here. I'm just using this as some sort of a prop. It's 193 pages, and I've been right through it. But the point I want to make is that in all this area here, that is from now on until the year 2025, every house that's built in this area must have noise attenuation to -15 dBA. And it must be with this 6mm glass. All windows and doors must be kept closed. And you must have air conditioning, and if you get into the higher areas of noise, you must have mechanical ventilation as well. Now that's so you can breathe, so you can bring air into your house. Now let me just explain something about that. What they've said in this report, and I've just taken a little excerpt of it because I think it's very, very important. Every single document, every single thing I quote here is in the report. Insulating a house to reduce, by the way, this is 681 of the Defence Department's report. Insulating a house to reduce noise levels is only effective if windows and doors are closed and air conditioning is installed and operating. Down here in the appendix, which is F6, it says, it is assumed that with glazing upgraded and sealed, the house would need to have air conditioning provided. Given the need for acoustic performance, passive cooling has not been considered. Now, passive cooling is the things that we love, like fans, open your windows and doors to get the beautiful nor'easter in or the southerlies in. This is passive cooling. Passive cooling has not been considered. The installation of air conditioning would result in increased electricity costs to the homeowner, as well as the potential for the generation of greenhouse gases from the increased energy usage. Now, we're living in a world where we turn the television on every single day, and what do we hear? Carbon emissions, carbon footprint. And we're asking people in Port Stephens to live in houses that are sealed up, running air conditioning all the time. They're running mechanical ventilation to bring air into their houses. They can't have verandas because verandas, you can't go out on a veranda. It's not acoustically sealed. If you have children, children open doors. The minute you open your door, the acoustic insulation doesn't work anymore. And this is an ecological nightmare, and it's a huge carbon footprint on the area. And these are not alternative. This is all out of the report.
You're dead right. Anything within the dotted line is subject within an ANF. That's the 20 ANF as it stands now. Now, remember, I'm not on council. I'm not here to defend council, and it's actually nothing to do with the state government. I just make the observation. So to build a house, you go to someone like Reverb Acoustics. I think they charge about $300 for a report. As I mentioned earlier, a few years ago we built one in Lakeside, right next to the swimming pool. The sound attenuation in that was about $5,800. It involved bats in the walls, the ceiling. I think we might have used thicker gyprock on the external walls. But the windows opened and everything else.
And how many decibels did you have to get down to?
I think we had to drop down 10.
What to?
The group captain probably knows the details a lot better than I do of what the actual sound levels are.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking, what they're talking about going down to 15, you've nearly got to start using sound mat.
So
sound mat is a lot different too.
Yeah, Rob, what we're talking about, where you are now, you're not in a 20 to 25, you're suddenly in a 25 to 30. Right. And the council code says dwelling houses unacceptable. You can't get them approved whatever you do. Duplexes. So it's pointless talking about what sound attenuation you can put in because you're not allowed to do anything.
You're not allowed to build.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying I haven't read that report. In a 20, you've got a fighting chance. And I would make a point that I made in Parliament, which is what my main thrust was. What we're talking about is aircraft noise, probably 9 to 5 days a week. I can't, we're not being drowned out by F-18s hitting the range now, or Hawks. I have a horrible feeling the Department of Defence have had a free go at this, and I'm saying Department of Defence purposely. It's not the RAF. They're no, it's not. It's not them. I'm on the Williamtown Consultative Committee. They finally invited me back. I was on as mayor, and they finally invited me back last year as a local member. It's guys that fly up from Canberra. They're playing around with the map. They don't know Oyster Cove's here. I really think we should be looking at 2 ANEFs. You all know what the noise can be like during the day here when the range is in operation. You're all used to it. I mean, I live in the Dowie, I know what it's all about. Why would you want to seal this into a box, even if you had to, you could, and Council's saying not at the moment, for no reason. Except for Robert, everybody goes to work around here.
I don't work.
But seriously, at the end of the day, this ANEF, this is serious. This is no dwelling construction at all. There's a list here. You can build an abattoir if you want. You can build an airport. That's acceptable. Brothels. Conditions. Look, and I don't know where that list came from. Maybe somebody else knows where that list of exclusions came from. I really think we should be looking at the true situation here, what it's really all about, which is the odd bit of night flying. It's the odd bit of flying outside work hours, and that would drastically affect this ANEF. The Defence has really let the head go with this one.
I'd just like to make a point, if I may, Craig. On that contour map there, Tanilba Bay, Lemon Tree Passage, Malabula, there's nothing. And yet when the RAF are flying, they fly over to Tanilba Bay.
You all remember that one, that's the one they replaced.
And Lemon Tree,
Oyster Cove's completely out of it.
Yeah.
Couldn't build them half of Tanilba.
And I'm not saying that to bash the Air Force either. I think they're necessary to the environment, they're necessary to the community. They bring a lot of dollars into our community, and I'm not knocking that. What I'm knocking is... Yeah, that's right, that's right. And what I'm saying is, if people are fully aware of the facts, people that have lived here all their lives and their kids have grown up here and their kids want to build houses, they know the risk, the noise. Let them do it. What's the problem? There's homes here. What are we going to do? Knock everybody's home down? Is the government going to compensate? Where are we going to go? Is the government going to compensate you because you can't sell your homes? I don't think so.
Well, don't forget North Raymond Terrace is held up in this as well, which probably doesn't affect you guys directly, but you're talking with 10,000 people there. That's been held up for years. Just waiting on the noise. There.
What happened to that hook?
That's the pop-up, isn't it?
No, yeah, one of the pop runs. That hook there is no longer in it.
Okay, the cost. Weatherboard, corrugated, $116,000. Now, this is the Public Environment Report. That's for a weatherboard. For brick veneer, tile roof, it's cheaper because brick is a natural insulator of sound. It's $88,900. Now, this is in the 20 zone, and there's no debating it because what most people I've found haven't read is the fine print underneath it. And the fine print says, noise insulation is more effectively and cheaply incorporated at the planning and design stage. An indicative extra cost to home builders for noise installation and mitigation measures to meet AS 2021 to a target in the 20 to 30 dBA range. Now, so they're definitely talking about the 20 range. So now they're stepping up to the 25-30 range. I'll just go over it again. For noise insulation and mitigation measures to meet the standard to a target in the 20 to 35 dBA would be in the region of $500 to $1,000 per square metre. Now, put very simply, I've got a home over at Karua, which I think is modest. It's 150 square metres. That's $150,000 to put acoustic insulation in, and that's in a home that I can't open a window or I can't open a door.